Hey folks, welcome back to another review with yours truly, Sam Healey. Today we're taking a look at this guy right here. It's called Dice and Dragons. It's a new release from Golden Egg Games. Now it is basically a roll and write game, or at least a style of game. It feels that way, where you are rolling dice in a Yahtzee style format or a King of Tokyo style format, where you get 3 rolls and you're trying to get the best roll possible, matching symbols and doing attacks and all this other kind of stuff. And you're hunting dragons, and you're trying to kill these dragons, get the gold that they have, get the experience from it, go to town, level up, and all this kind of stuff. And it's really a mashup between kind of a Yahtzee or a King of Tokyo and Dungeons and Dragons, or at least the idea of a RPG. So let's get down to the table. I'll show you how it works, and then we'll come back with some final thoughts in just a few moments. Let's get to it. So this is everything that you're going to get in a box of Dice and Dragons from Golden Egg Games. Of course, you're going to get all of these different character sheets. There's a whole pad of those, though. I only gave one representation of each of them. Then you get a whole pad of dragon worksheets. And you're also going to get a rule book and, of course, the campaign book, a couple of pencils, a bunch of dice. Pencils are, of course, for keeping track of the different things that are going on in the character sheets and the dragon character sheets. And so basically this is a combination, I guess you could say, of a dice rolling game in the vein of King of Tokyo or Yahtzee or something to that effect, where you're going to be rolling dice trying to score different kinds of combinations that will then affect be an attack or some kind of healing thing or something to that effect. During the course of the game, you're trying to defeat dragons, move on, level your character up. Now, you can, as the party, decide to flee, run away to fight another day type of thing. But generally speaking, you win or lose with those conditions, the party having defeated the dragon or the dragon having defeated the party. Now, during your hunt, you're going to be hunting these dragons, of course, and each hunt takes place over the course of many rounds, and during those rounds, there are 3 phases. There are the heroes attack phase, which is where the heroes are going to be rolling dice, scoring damage against the dragon. Then there's going to be a dragon's fury phase, where the dragon is going to have a chance to attack back the entire party. And then there's a cleanup phase where a number of these different kinds of tokens and stuff like that are going to be cleaned up and moved around and that type of thing. And we'll get to that in just a little bit. Now, each of your heroes starts with a certain level of statistics, and there's a chart in the rule book that tells you how. For example, the rogue here starts with a armor class of 1, which is the number of deductions that hit points from the dragon that are dealt to him are going to be reduced by. So if you get hit by 4 hit points, you're going to only take 3 if you have an AC of 1. You also have a maximum number of hit points that you start off with the game, and then there's a place for you to take care of keeping track of how many hit points you have left. Your level starts at 1, of course, and then it can go up over the course of time as you defeat different dragons and so forth and so on. Your experience in gold will be divvied up evenly amongst the party whenever you defeat a dragon, and that's where you can tally those things here. There's also an initiative thing here, and each person will be able to go in initiative order. So, for example, the rogue here would go first, while the warrior here would go 5th, or second if it's just the rogue and the warrior in the battle, and so forth and so on. While we're on the warrior here, he starts off with an armor class of 0 and has 23 hit points to begin with as well. Then you have the ranger that starts with a armor class of 1 and 21 hit points, and then the cleric, armor class of 0 with 24 hit points, and the wizard, armor class of 0 with 22 hit points. So as we go through this, we're just going to go ahead and use, let's say, the warrior as the person whose turn I'm going to exemplify here. On the character sheet, you have all of these different skills that have these different dice combinations, and if you score those dice combinations, you have the effect that is over here. So if you were able to carry out a parry by having 2 sword faces show up on the dice, and then 3 of any other kind of face, then you have a +2 AC for when the dragon attacks you. So you would put this at 2 rather than just 0. But if you score a strike, you'll gain 5 hit points. If you score a slash, you'll gain 4 hit points against the dragon. So the way this goes is that you would roll the dice, and you can re-roll any number of dice that are necessary. And of course, you're looking for these combinations that are here. Dragon dice here can never be used to carry out any type of activity, whether it's a basic, generic activity, or if it's one of the special skills that the fighters have. These other faces, though, are going to match whatever is out here. And of course, the warrior here has a large number of swords that are required. So you can take, for example, I want to keep this sword, and then I want to re-roll all the other ones. And I get a second roll. And so, all right, that was not very helpful at all. However, I do have, let's see, I could keep this because I could use it for the strike. So I'm probably going to do that, and hopefully on this third roll, I'll get something good. Got exactly what I needed, actually. So that's good. I am able to perform a strike, which is going to do 5 points to the dragon, which will take him down to 40. And then I will take one of my class tokens and place it here on the strike symbol, denoting that I've used it this round, and I won't be able to use it again this round. And so then the next person, the wizard, takes their turn, and they roll the dice. And let's see here. All right, now he's wanting a lot of these magic symbols, which are actually coming up pretty good. All right, I already have a magic bolt if I wanted to use that. Let's see. I could also save this to maybe get a strike, which is 1 more hit point. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll make a second roll here to see if I can get what I need. Okay, that isn't too great. That isn't really anything that I need. Well, I do have a fireball now, so maybe that's what I want to go for. And, all right. So then we'll just roll. All right, I don't really have anything that I can use with this, but we're going to go ahead and use the fireball. That's going to cost 6 more points of damage over here, so now he's down to 34. And I have to take my wizard class token here and put it on fireball, denoting that I've used it. Now these over here I haven't used, and I can give it to another person to help them possibly in the future. So if I wanted to, I could come over here, and maybe the rogue is going to be next. So we place the rogue out here, and he uses these double daggers a lot. So we're going to give that rogue well, he wouldn't go next, would he? But you get the idea. He's going to use this to help. Now, on his turn, he can choose to re-roll this or keep it and just roll 4 dice. Additionally, on his second or possibly third roll, he can choose to re-roll this if he wants to. It's just something that the other people were able to give him, so going to definitely re-roll those. Let's see, we've got this here. That might be good. So we're going to take this and re-roll. All right, couple of... That's not good either. All right, so here we go. Last roll. And... nothing, really. Okay. I don't think so. Yep, so this is nothing. Now, I didn't score any hits, didn't get to fire off any of my abilities, so we're just going to simply negate one of them that I can't use again this round, and it'll go on. Now, if any dragons are rolled, this is going to be a counter attack that will come back from the dragon, and you simply look at the level that's rolled. For example, if I ended up with 2, he would hit me with his tail strike, and I would take 7 points on this person alone. Once all of the party members have attacked, then it becomes the dragon's turn to unleash his fury on the party. So what happens here is you roll the dice. Any dragon heads are kept, and then you continue rolling them 3 times altogether. So nothing there, and nothing there. So on this Dragon's Fury phase, he would attack the entire party with his slashing claws for 5 hit points. And then during the cleanup phase, any of these tokens that possibly got put out on either the dragon or some of the party members, because there are some abilities that allow you to ally with different things that give you the chance to miss having to take an attack from the dragon. Those are removed and you go into another round. And this is how the game continues until, like I said earlier, either the dragon is defeated or the party is defeated. Now, once you have defeated your first dragon, you would actually come to the D&D campaign, now that is Dice and Dragons campaign booklet. And you would be basically moving on. So here's your first hunt, the young red dragon, and then you would move on. If you defeated him, you'd be able to come here to the marketplace, use your gold. If you possibly leveled up, you could do that, and so forth and so on until you're ready to go on to the next dragon, which is the pale dragon. And then you have to defeat him. And if you defeat him, you can come here back to the marketplace and you continue reading the story that is going on here. And I don't want to go over much of that because it is, it's not really spoilerific, but I want it to be fresh for you if you choose to go out and pick this up. So that is generally how you play Dice and Dragons. Let's get to my final thoughts. So that's about it for Dice and Dragons. It is a very simple game. It's a very light-hearted game, and I think that's one of the cool things about it. So let's just jump right into the pros of the game. First of all, I think it gives you a very subtle feel of hunting dragons in a RPG style format. I think each of the different characters and the attacks that they can levy against the dragons are all very neat, and they fit that archetype or that stereotype of this is what a warrior does, and this is the kind of dice rolls or results that the warrior wants, as opposed to what the wizard wants and the kinds of attacks that the wizard is able to do. And the cleric can help heal, and the rogue is quick and fast, and all this kind of stuff. So I think it fits as far as all of those different things gelling together pretty well. And the mechanism of rolling dice is a tried and true mechanism. So many different games have used it to great success. And so it has a lot going for it in that vein. The fact that it's very simple to play, easy to teach. The mechanisms are very recognizable. The different characters and what they're trying to do and what they can do, those are all very recognizable as well. And then the campaign system is also one of the cool things about it too, which is another pro, that there is a storyline that you're fulfilling as you're going through. It's not just fight Dragon A and then, okay, now you're done. Now let's fight Dragon B. Okay, we're done. That type of stuff. So there's a lot of cool stuff here, but that does lead me into some of the cons. Well, first of all, the first con is the 4 to 5 player format that they have in the game. The 4 to 5 player combat here is where you actually have to split up into 2 different teams, and you have to fight. You each have to fight your own dragon, which doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why they didn't just say the dragon that you're fighting is now double health, or maybe it has more health. It's harder. It has more abilities that it can throw at you, or the anything to keep from having to split the group up and fight with 2 different things. So basically with 4 to 5 player, you have to split up. If you have 4 players, it's 2 teams of 2. If you have 5 players, it's 1 team of 3 and 1 team of 2. Now you can still help each other in those different groups, but you're never fighting the same dragon. I don't know. To me, it just made it seem like we're playing one game, but we're actually just playing 2 games next to each other. And that kind of pulled me away from this idea that there is a single party of adventurers going up against this dragon. And that's problematic for me because that's really what this entire game is about. We are a party of adventurers going out and hunting dragons. Well, no, you're actually two different parties, and you're attacking two different dragons. And, well, if you do better at killing your dragon first, well, then maybe you can come over and help us. But, it just, that 4 to 5 player thing did not gel with me at all. Now, another con in the game is that there aren't a whole lot of sheets on these pads of paper that it comes with. There is enough for probably 2, maybe 3 full campaigns, but after that, I hope that you have copied or laminated or something to that effect, because you're going to run out of stuff here pretty quick. I don't want to. Yeah. Okay. So I'm back now, and there are enough dragons for 2 full campaigns, and then you have some extra character sheets where you can make up your own characters, and that's pretty cool. But you're going to have to laminate at least 1 set of these if you ever want to have any more replayability past 2 campaigns of this. So same thing probably with these things here as well, the other character sheets. So that was kind of a con for me. I thought that they should have probably added in a lot more. I mean, if you look at the box and you put all this stuff in here, there is more than enough room in this box to have more pads of paper. I mean, if you look at that, there's plenty of room in here. Anyway, all together, Dice and Dragons is about a 5 out of 10 for me. And actually, I feel like I'm doing it a little bit of service there, putting it that high. I don't think other people would like it as much. However, the people I did play it with had a good time playing it. It was an enjoyable experience. It's a very light-hearted experience, which is what I think they were going for. It's just kind of like a combination between D&D and Yahtzee. So it's not difficult at all, but I think the production value could have been a lot higher. And it probably would have made it a little bit better, just providing for more avenues of playability and so forth and so on. So that's it for me for Dice and Dragons from Golden Egg Games, 5 out of 10. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.